Hey Lakers fans, Laker Lou here, and we've got some wild NBA news that directly ties back to our Blockbuster trade and could signal a major shift for a rival. Get ready, because we're talking about Anthony Davis and a potential return home that would start dismantling the Mavericks. All right, let's jump right into the main story today. Remember that absolutely shocking trade that sent Luka Doncic to the Lakers and Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks? Well, the aftermath is still unfolding. The Mavericks are currently fighting for their playoff lives, needing a win just to make the postseason after Kyrie Irving's tough ACL injury. Now, an NBA analyst is proposing a trade idea that would send AD back to his roots and kick off a potential rebuild for Dallas. The context here is the unexpected turn of events for the Mavericks since acquiring AD. Despite getting a superstar, injuries, especially Kyrie's, and inconsistencies have them on the brink of missing the playoffs entirely. Bleacher reports, Andy Bailey is suggesting that Dallas should pivot and start a rebuild by trading Anthony Davis this offseason. And his proposed destination for AD, the Chicago Bulls. Now let's talk about the impact of this potential three-team trade. The proposed deal would send Anthony Davis and Gary Harris to the Chicago Bulls. In return, the Mavericks would receive Zach Collins, Kevin Huerter, Jonathan Isaac, and a package of future draft picks from Chicago, including a 2028 first-rounder, a 2029 first-round swap, and a top-5 protected 2030 first-rounder. The Orlando Magic would also be involved, getting Nikola Vucevic and a second-round pick. For the Bulls, this is huge. Anthony Davis was born and raised in Chicago, and bringing him home would be a massive story. He's a 10-time All-Star and one of the most dominant big men in the league, averaging 24.7 points, 11.6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.2 steals, and 2.2 blocks this season across his time with both the Lakers and Mavericks. Getting a player of his caliber could instantly make the Bulls relevant again for the first time since the Derrick Rose era. Analyzing this from the Mavericks' perspective, this trade is being framed as the start of their dismantling after the challenges they've faced since the Doncic trade. With Kyrie injured and the team struggling, the idea is to recoup assets, young players like Collins, Huerter, and Isaac, plus valuable future first-round picks, by trading their biggest asset in AD. It's a stark contrast to the championship aspirations they had just months ago. For the Magic, they get a solid center in Vucevic. What are the possible consequences and questions this raises for the season ahead? If this trade were to happen, it would completely shake up the Eastern Conference, giving the Bulls a bona fide superstar to build around. For the Mavericks, it signals a clear shift towards a rebuild, focusing on developing young talent and utilizing draft picks. It leaves us wondering how quickly the Bulls could become competitive with AD back home, and what the future holds for a Mavericks team potentially starting over again so soon after the Doncic trade. This rumor is a fascinating look at how quickly fortunes can change in the NBA and the tough decisions teams might face. All right, Lakers Nation, what do you think about this trade idea sending Anthony Davis back to Chicago and potentially starting a rebuild in Dallas? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're keeping a close eye on how our former players and trade partners are doing, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel for all the latest NBA news and analysis. Thanks for tuning in. Go Lakers!